In this video, I'm going to cover everything you need to know when it comes to government assistance rent, from getting approved to the quality the house needs to be in to collecting rent. Stay tuned. Welcome back to I Buy Real Estate, your free step-by-step guide so you can buy real estate. First, I'm going to point out the pros and the cons so you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. Pros. This is one of the few times when it's guaranteed rent. As long as the tenant is approved for government assistance, you will never need to worry about getting paid by the tenant. Rent will be directly deposited into your account each and every month. That sounds real good, right? Here are the cons. The agencies are extremely anal on the quality of the apartment and house. What do I mean? They make sure there is not a single scratch of peeling paint. Why? Because prior to 1978, lead paint was used, and if a child or anyone eats it, it could be lead poisoning, which leads to death. Here's a picture of what lead paint looks like. So you see in this picture, you have to scrape off the paint and paint it over with new paint. And you see how like the paint is peeling? This is kind of called like alligator skin, where the paint is peeling off, and that's how you know it's lead paint. And on top of removing this, you have to be lead certified to properly remove it because it could be hazardous. And on top of the lead paint, they make sure everything is up to code. That means no leaks, no watermarks visible, no electric hanging, GCFI outlets in the bathrooms and the kitchens, literally everything and everything they can possibly find. Also, all these are safety reasons, and I totally understand. Also, they give you within 30 days to complete all these repairs before they cut off all the payments. So it could be a pandemic that's going on, such as the coronavirus. It could be a blizzard. There could be no power. They still expect it to be completed within the 30 days. No exceptions. If the tenant gets cut off by the government assistance for whatever reason, they will be responsible for making the payments. So it could be right after you're done with all the requested repairs, then the government cuts the tenant off, and then the tenant's responsible, and then you have to have that risk that maybe or may not, the tenant may not pay the rent. So to show how frustrating and expensive it is, let me show you an example on one of my properties. So here we can look at the repairs. This is just the interior repairs, and it's 3 pages long. So let me give you what they're asking. So if you see here, look at defective paint, that means the peeling paint. The floor condition, so I had to replace the floor with brand new flooring. Paint again, water damage, paint. This is the building exterior, which I'm gonna get into. Heating and plumbing, the mechanics. This is just the first page. Now let's take a look at the second page. It has to be completed by lead certified, right? The dining room, there's paint that defective, paint again defective, defective paint. Basement where there's electric outlets hanging, that needs to be corrected. The attic, you need to seal the attic off so the tenant is not accessible to the attics, because there's garbage and debris there. You can't have that there for fire hazard reasons. Defective paint again. Bedrooms, defective paint. Just basically paint the whole apartment. And then of course smoke and detectors and COs, those have to be within 12 inches away. So the interior repairs alone cost around $17,000. Now let's take a look at the exterior repairs. Okay, so here are the exterior repairs. As we mentioned again, it's just paint again. Well, I'm basically painting the whole apartment and the whole house. Defective paint near the windows, defective paint near the walls, defective paint, the railings everywhere. I basically had to paint the whole entire house. This is like a 3,000 square foot house. So you can imagine it's a big house. I have to paint everything, siding, windows, everything, anything and everything you can think of, I gotta paint it. So the exterior cost for the paint is roughly about 7,000. So roughly just the repairs for government assistance requesting, that alone was like 25,000. That alone, I was over budget. It just messed up my numbers. My ROI just got completely destroyed. I basically had to paint the whole house and do the repairs to make it brand new. Now that you know my pain, here are my thoughts. So the cons far outweighs the pros. If I knew the condition the government agencies expect rental properties to be in, I wouldn't have purchased the property. They demand perfection, and it's a rental property. I get it for safety reasons. I'm gonna do all that, but it's just like the small, tiny things. They just demand perfection. It's a huge money pit, and the ROI just doesn't make sense. So I would rather take my chances with a W-2 tenant that has been screened properly. I find that as long as you take care of the tenants, for the most part, they pay rent. Of course, there's going to be a few bad apples, and that's just unavoidable. So hope this helps. I'm sharing my mistakes so you can avoid them. If you were entertained or got value, click the like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on any other valuable content, any other mistakes I'm making. If you got questions to ask, make sure to comment below and share to help others just like yourself. I'll see you guys on the next one.